Okay.
Brief answers. ¿Otras nada?
Quería si podía contar un poquito más el desarrollo que tiene en su bodega. Me pareció, y qué opina, y qué, nada, chiquito, ¿no?
Okay.
Si se lleva algún vino argentino para poner ahí.
Okay, so he really wants to know about what's going on your wine cellar. What you have there, and about the sensor system that
I hear something
about.
in the
Yes,
university,
that's
but
right. So,
it was really interesting.
yes.
Sorry, if you're taking any Argentinian wine with you back home.
I'm not taking it with me, but I'm ordering it to be
Yeah.
sent. That's why I'm here. I don't really care about you or the press or Google. I just wanted to come to Chile and Argentina so I could get my hands on some good wine.
Well, you are taking it with you inside your body.
Well, that's true.
Yes.
How many wines did you drink? How many wines did you drink?
I took a lot of notes, and I'm going to order a whole lot of wine to come back. This is a big hole in my wine cellar. I have wines from California, wines from Washington State and Oregon, from South Africa, from Italy, from Spain, from France, from New Zealand, from Australia, but only a little bit from Chile and Argentina. And I have been embarrassed about that and disappointed and sorry, because now that I've had some Caminera and I've had some incredible Malbecs while I'm here, I'm thinking, what was I missing? So I'm definitely going to be adding to your economy. I will be buying a lot of wine. Bring it back. The instrumentation on the cellar is fairly simple. It's just keeping track of temperature, humidity, and the lights. And you don't really need to know about the lights, except if they're on, it heats up the wine cellar, which is bad, so you have to be sure they're turned off. The temperature and the humidity, though, is a big issue. I don't want it to dry out, because then the corks crumble. And I don't want it to get too warm, because then the wine spoils, or it matures too fast. So the cellar has to stay below 60 degrees Fahrenheit, which is what? I don't know what it is.
Google that,
It's
la conversión ya tan
32
así no se me va.
is 28 divided by 2, about 15 degrees centigrade or something like that. So, and the humidity has to be about 40 or 50%. So,
Yeah, 1555.
Not too high. See, the old mathematician did it again. So, the system is tracking the temperature, and if it does go above 15 or so degrees centigrade, it actually sends an alarm message to my mobile and also to my email. And then I need to do something about that before the wine gets too warm. Usually it's a question of calling my wife and saying, push the restart the cooling system. Except that sometimes she's not at home. And so I have, from the people that made the sensor network, I also have a remote actuation device. And I haven't installed it yet, but it has to go in maybe the weekend when I get back. So I can use my mobile remotely to restart the cooling system. After that, the next step is to consider putting little RFID chips on each bottle. And that will do two things for me. It makes it easier to keep inventory. And while I'm away, I can actually tell if any of the bottles have left the wine cellar without my permission. So that's the next project, is to have the RFID chips on the bottle. It's been pointed out to me that even if I put these chips on the bottle and I can do the inventory quickly, somebody could still go in there and drink the wine and leave the bottle. So I wouldn't know that it was empty. So now I have to put some sensors in the corks and make sure the wine is still there. That's a more complicated problem, and I'll have to put that off until later.
How many bottles do you have, by the way?
Oh, maybe 2,000 or something. It's not very many. But it's, we did some arithmetic to ask ourselves, how much would we have to drink to use, or how long would it take us to use up the bottles in the wine cellar? And the last time we calculated it, we would have to have a dinner party of 10 people every weekend for 5 years in order to use up all the wine.
But not Argentine people.
Sorry?
Not Argentine people.
No, well,
weekend.
right, yes. So either that, or if I invited all of the Googlers in Washington, D.C., I'm sure it would be gone faster than that. So the only thing I worry about now is, in my advanced age, when you buy a bottle, you have to ask, will I be around when it's time to drink? And so, should I stop buying wine? And the answer is no. You should keep buying the wine, and if you don't drink it, your friends will, or your sons will, or something.
¿Fue a Mendoza? ¿Viajaba a Mendoza o a...?
Oh, yes, the Mendoza, yes.
Yeah. Did you go?
No, we didn't get to go there. No, that's no, I have to come back. I need to get to Mendoza. I need to get to Cordoba. The last time I was here, I was up in Mar del Plata, which is not where there's any wine.
But in Mendoza, do you have a wine
route?
Wine route?
The road to the wine.
There's a couple of vineyards, so you can
you stop in every
a little
vineyard.
tour of the vineyards.
So, I would love to.
So the name in Spanish is Ruta del Vino.
Okay, Ruta de...
Ruta, that's route or highway.
Sí.
Ruta del Vino. Vino is wine.
Oh, Ruta del Vino. Sure,
Yes.
of course.
Very good.
Have to
See,
wait.
okay, so, but we get somebody else to drive.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so we did that. Not here. In January, we decided to go to Australia because we like to go and sample the wine before we buy it. So we went to Australia in late January, right after all the floods in Brisbane. And then we went to a place called Adelaide. And north and south of Adelaide are two big wine-producing regions, one called the Barossa Valley, and the other one is called the McLaren Vale. So we hired a car and a driver. The car was a 1935 Austin or something. It was the only one anywhere in the region, so everyone knew the driver because it's the only version of that car anywhere. So we drove to all of maybe 10 or 15 vineyards. We must have sampled 90 wines over the course of about 3 days. And that's the right way to do this. So when I come back, we will hire a car and a driver. We will go to Mendoza. We will take del Vino, and I will take notes. And then when I get back to the States, I will order a whole bunch of wine. But in the meantime, just going to the restaurants here, it's been great. So Turkish has an amazing blend of Cabernet, Malbec, and Merlot, and it all comes together just beautifully. And we had something at lunch today. It was a 2006.
Rutini.
Yes, Rutini.
Yeah.
Wow. Good stuff. So, I hope you're letting some of it out of the country and you're not holding on to it so nobody else gets any. It's really good.
Okay.
See?
No.